So many aspects of life have changed, of course, over the pandemic. We were talking about the lack of hugging. Lots of people have also been reporting disrupted sleep and very strange dreams. So now that we're emerging from lockdown, can we get our sleep back on track? Dipti Tait is a sleep expert. Dipti, hello to you.
Hello, Phil. How are you?
Not bad. Yeah, I must admit, yes, my sleep has been a bit strange. I thought perhaps it was just me. But people's sleep patterns have genuinely been affected by what we've been living through.
Oh, completely. I've been seeing so many people with insomnia, and it's not a surprise, really, because, we have disturbed sleep when things change drastically in our lives. So obviously things have changed drastically in our lives, and then this can cause a little bit of stress, a little bit of worry, and then we can get into bad sleep habits, and then that vicious cycle just continues.
And looking at the emerging out of lockdown, do you think people's sleep patterns are getting better, or is it just what we've lived through is going to live with us for a little while yet?
Well, I'm calling it a kind of pandemic hangover. So that's kind of the period we seem to be in now. And it was interesting listening to your cuddling therapist, because sleep is a cuddle for the brain. It's the way the brain gets its fuel and what it needs. So the brain needs to sleep to recharge, to reset, to rebalance. And so now that we've had all these changes happen to us, the saying that we've been talking about, the new normal, I've been turning that one around and saying, no, it's not new normal, because that's a oxymoron. We're actually moving into a new different. So we don't have a landscape of what we're going into. So all of us are trying to just figure out, our way through this new territory that I'm calling the new different. And therefore our sleep is also trying to play catch up as well. So yes, we're all in a bit of a pandemic hangover, I think, with our sleeping.
When our phone or our computer just sort of goes on the blink, and so actually what you do is reboot, you turn it off and you start again. How do you do that as a human when it comes to your bad sleep habits?
Yes, and that's a really, really good analogy. So like the devices need to be recharged and switched off sometimes and rebooted, you also need to do that with your brain. And the actual sleep system is doing that with your brain. So what we've got to do now is learn how to sleep. And actually there are strategies, and sleeping, good sleeping and deep sleeping is a skill. So what we want to do is we want to work with our brain chemistry. So what we have to do is release adrenaline and cortisol in our system, and then that encourages the brain to release melatonin. So, of course, none of us are brain chemistry teachers, but how you would do that is you would learn to relax. So you'd learn to relax in lots of different ways. Interestingly enough, I talked to someone the other day, and they said, well, I can't really relax at night, because actually that's the time where my brain has the first chance to itself, because of technology and the things that she's got to do in the day. So I suggested to her that before she got into bed, just write everything down out of her head. So all the thoughts, all the things that you've got to do, all the things that have happened, conversations you might have had, just take it all out of your head and put it down on a piece of paper or in a Park of the Day diary. So when you do put your head on your pillow, you've kind of emptied out your mind and it's preparing to sleep. And then also relaxation strategies. And the quick way to relax is actually just thinking about your breathing. So I do this method with my clients, and I ask them to take at least a very long 3-second breath in, hold it for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 5 seconds, and just keep doing that until you can almost feel your system going into calm. So when you go into calm, and you go into calm even more, the next stop is sleep.
Wow. I tell you what, you relaxed me there. Yeah, because it makes perfect sense. Yes, because the way your body works, the biology of the body, given what you've just said, would do that. It would calm everything down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and breathing is a tool that we all have with us whenever we're outside or inside or with other people or on our own. We've always got our breath with us, it never leaves us. So that's really useful to remember, that we can use our breath And in scientific terms, we just call that, when we breathe deeply with rhythmical awareness, we call it engaging the parasympathetic nervous system. That's just a fancy way of saying we learn to relax from the inside out. So effectively, when you're learning to relax, you can't be stressed, because nobody can be stressed and relaxed at the same time. That's just not possible. So the more you learn to relax, the more you learn to kind of put stress over there, if that makes sense.
Quick final question, Dipti. How do you sleep?
Oh my gosh, my sleep is excellent. And my partner often is in the middle of a sentence, and you know, he knows now not to even speak to me when my head goes onto the pillow. I'm gone. So yeah, I am actually not just a sleep expert professionally, but in real life, I'm also a sleep expert.
You sound like my wife. She honestly, she has. I listen to her because it takes me ages to go off, and she literally will say night and then put her head down, and she sort of makes that sort of sound where I know that she's going to sleep, and it's within 10 seconds sometimes. It's just remarkable.
It's amazing, isn't it? I can send you a sleep audio, Phil. So you can play my sleep audio, and you can be exactly like your wife if you want me to.
I will try. Dipti, really good to speak to you. Thank you very much indeed. You take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Sleep well. Sleep expert, Dipti Tait. Go to sleep.
The Indians send signals from the rocks above the pass.